Welcome everyone. Excuse me. Um, it's been raining. Anyway, today we're gonna make a very simple synthesizer. Synthesizer. It's a very simple sound, and I'm gonna be bombarding you with a bunch of concepts really today that um, might confuse you, but hopefully you will get an idea of how the logic of this computer language for Sonic Pi works, and maybe you'll find this a bit fun. So today we're going to make a cat meow in Sonic Pi. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to specify BPM. Just going to pick 200. BPM, so those of you know, is beats per minute, so that'll set how fast or slow your uh, song is going to be. Okay, so first thing we're going to select is a synth. Okay, so I tell the program synth, and the synth I'm going to select is called FM. Now, if you go into the documentation for this program, you will see all the synths that are available that are native to the program. And FM is one that we will continually visit because honestly, out of all the synths, it's such a versatile synth for both highs and lows. Like once we get to some bass stuff, we're gonna really have some fun with this FM synth. Okay. Now the first thing I'm gonna do. Okay, so I've said synth FM, and I want a note. So what note am I gonna pick now? Multiples of 60 for now. So let's start 72, and we're just gonna listen to this. Okay. Okay. So right now it's playing, but it's short. Look, it says in the log it says release 0. Now I'm going to introduce a concept today called attack, sustain, release. Okay, now these are parameters that are available on for all the synthesizers, and what these parameters mean. So what attack means is if I say attack 3, okay, and just do that, and if I play, what it means is for 3 beats the sound of the note 72 will go from volume 0 to its maximum volume in 3 beats. So what that will sound like is, okay, so that's 3 beats. So attack, it says 0.9, sorry. Okay, so for 3 beats it's going from 0. So if I say attack 0, it's back to the same thing. If I say sustain 3, it'll keep it at the max volume for 3 beats, like that. Or if I said 6 beats, it'd be longer. Okay, keep it at 0. And release, if I say 0, no sound. Okay, but let's say if I say 3, so what it does is effectively it'll go from the maximum volume to 0. So it goes, okay, so if I say 6, so combination of these will give you certain kinds of sort of wavy sounds. So if you have an attack of say 2 and then a release of 6, it'll go up, and then it'll go from 0 to the max volume in 2 beats, and the max volume to 0 again in 6 beats. So it's kind of like a sweep across. Okay, and so we're just going to keep this as is. Now what I really want to do is get this cat sound. So FM right now is as is. So I'm gonna, instead of a note, I want a chord. So for the chord, we're gonna specify, for the note parameter, we're gonna specify chord, which is the 5th chord. Now for those of you who know about pentatonic scales and all, if there's any scale you want to experiment with, always experiment with the pentatonic. Like you can forget any theory of harmony, blah, whatever. Just always the number 5 is like you worship at the altar of number 5, basically. So pentatonic scale, we'll get into that a little more, but right now we're going to specify this chord, which is the 72. Note is 72 and the chord is 5. So what does it sound like? So it's sounding a bit sort of catty. Now I'm going to invert the chord. Inversions are basically like if a chord is actually I'm not going to explain inversions at the moment, but basically it's the same chord, but like you kind of change the notes. It's the same notes, but they're kind of spread on the keyboard a little differently. So let's just call it that. So it's sounding a bit like a cat, right? Now we want what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bend this synthesizer. That's what I really want. So I'm going to call it Kitty, okay? And then I'm going to add a new parameter called note slide. I'm going to say, let's say 1.5, okay? So that means, what does it mean? Let's play it and see if it's done anything to it. No, it's not done anything. Why? Because I haven't asked it to do. So I have the synthesizer. I've specified the note, specified the chord, inversion, blah, and I've specified all these other parameters, attack, release, and note slide. So now let's say I want to control Kitty, and I want to now make the note, let's say, so it's the same synthesis. So all the other parameters are the same, but I want to change the note. Okay, so let's say 72 plus 4, just for kicks. And then let's say 5. And let's see what this sounds like. What this might sound like. So what is happening here? It's basically, if I just ask, so basically in the note slide that's here, I've said 1.2. So in 1.2 beats, I want the note to slide from this note, specified in the first parameter, to this note. Like that. Now I want to do it again after some time, let's say maybe even just 2, why not? And we say control Kitty again, but this time we're gonna go a little further down. So let's say same chord, 72, same note, 72 plus 4, but we're gonna say minus 36, multiples of 6 always, multiples of 6, multiples of 12 always. Chord we'll still do 5, and what's going on here? 5, and let's see what that sounds like. Whoa, that sounds too strange. Let's do, what should we do? Let's do 12. Let's just make this a little smaller. Maybe even smaller. Let's try to go a little deeper, maybe. That's basically the cat synth, man. That's how it goes. Could make it go super high also if I said that's like a angry cat. But if you want it to be maybe a slightly okay cat, you can go. So that's it, 4 lines of code. Kind of got a bit of a cat synth here. The reason I'm showing you this is I actually used this in a song. Okay, that doesn't sound FM for the kitty. It becomes more like straight. Maybe four. So there you go. You got a cat synth right there. So this is the first one I'll be breaking down. Hopefully my banter will be a little better explaining. There's so many parameters in here, but if you can see, I just in just 4 lines of code, we've got a cat. Angry cat. Okay. Thank you, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.